So you fought the law and you won, my brother. Rashad Tate, councilman in Queens.
I gotta go.
Yeah, I have to go too. Bye.
Say, baby, can I be your slave? And I'm digging you like a grave.
But baby got back! Survived 26 months in the bush. Cause I don't think about the world, Skip. That shit don't exist to me.
You know, we work twice as hard to get, you know, twice as less as our counterparts, right? And that being said, it is the same way. We're not valued the way I believe we supposed to be valued.
Hollywood doesn't just play favorites, it plays gatekeeper. And if you're black, bold, and brilliant, that gate's bolted shut. But Lorenz Tate kicked it down, lighting up the screen with that smooth smile and undeniable swag. Tate didn't just show up in Hollywood, he shook the room and made the industry uncomfortable. From the moment he fired back with that iconic, "What you say about my mama?"
What you say about my mama?
In Menace II Society, everything changed. A star was born, and the system knew it. Then came Love Jones, pure poetry on screen, with lines like, "You and I should get together sometime and have a drink."
You and I should, get together sometime and have a drink.
And just when folks thought they had him boxed in, he flipped the narrative again as the slick, unpredictable Councilman Tate in power. He didn't follow a formula, he made his own. And let's be real, the audience, obsessed.
Queen's Child Project. This is our chance to make a difference.
But behind all that smooth talk and spotlight shine, the whispers started getting louder. Rumors about a strange, low-key marriage, gossip about how he handles his money, and that juicy little scandal where folks claim he allegedly snatched a role right out from under his co-star. No warning, no shame. He didn't wait in line, he took the spotlight. So let's turn this kettle all the way up, because this spill, it's boiling. Born September 8th, 1975 in Chicago, Lorenz wasn't just a pretty face. He was the youngest of three brothers, a whole crew of talent coming straight out of the Tate household.
When we moved to LA, our dad and our mom just wanted us to do some other things. They wanted us to get into some performing arts. Right. And, you know, we didn't do it to get involved to become actors anyway. I mean, we were doing all kinds of music. We were doing everything. It just sort of stuck, and we kind of got that feeling, and we're like, you know, let's continue it on. And we found ourselves creating a career.
But they weren't chasing Oscars at first. Nah, when they moved to California in the 80s, the Tate boys just wanted to meet girls. They signed up for drama class and accidentally found destiny. But what really flipped the switch? Seeing their classmate Malcolm Jamal Warner blow up on The Cosby Show, that moment turned casual interest into relentless ambition. If he could do it, the Tate boys weren't gonna be left behind. Lorenz came out swinging. His TV debut was in the new Twilight Zone in 1985, saying, "I think Santa was wasted." And from there, he stayed booked. 21 Jump Street, Family Matters, the boy had range. From Leave Me Alone, Leon, to Urkel, You Are Dead to Me.
Say, baby, can I be your slave?
When are we going out?
You have to let me check my book and I'll get back to you. I want to make sure I can give you my undivided attention.
He was building a resume and leaving a mark. But then came the breakout, the role that made Hollywood nervous. O-Dog in Menace II Society. Stop following me around this mother. You getting on my nerves.
Hey, look, stop following me around this motherfucker. You getting on my nerves. Yeah, I have to go too. Bye.
That wasn't just a performance. It was a cultural detonation. Critics were shook. Tate had arrived. But did Hollywood embrace him? Not quite. When he stepped into the romantic comedy lane with the Inkwell, they switched up. Critics called him over the top. Some even compared him unfavorably to white actors doing the same thing. Same passion, same delivery, but somehow too much when it's a black man. Come on now. That's when Hollywood showed its bias.
To be able to do, you know, movies like Menace and then do, you know, movies like Dead Presidents and Love Jones, and to do Why Do Fools Fall in Love, you ask, how do I do it, man?
Yeah,
I
that's incredible, though.
I never wanted to stop.
Right.
I never wanted to be put in a box. I always wanted to challenge myself, and I felt like these characters and these opportunities were so different. Yeah. I didn't want to play a bunch of different O-Dogs.
But Lorenz didn't argue, he just dropped bangers. Dead Presidents proved his edge. Love Jones proved his soul. Nina, I just want to come up and talk.
Share my story and my experiences. I don't think that I'm underrated. I think I'm undervalued. And Hollywood. And I think a lot of Black folks are undervalued who put in the work, who put in the time.
And just like that, he showed he could carry both the heat and the heart. I just want to do something that's different. And he did, repeatedly. Even on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, he brought the charm as Kenny. So, Kenny, when are we going out? I want to make sure I can give my undivided attention. That episode, produced by Quincy Jones himself. Tate was already catching the eyes of kings. Fast forward to 2017, he stole the show and Girls Trip alongside comedy royalty, and then he took power to the next level. As Councilman Rashad Tate, Lorenz turned dirty politics into an art form.
We're looking to put together a character, and we're looking for someone to play a young politician. Would that be something that you'd be interested? I was like, yeah, hell yeah, I'll be into it. And she was like, it's not one episode, it's gonna be 4 episodes. I said, cool. I said, I'm gonna be in New York working on something, and once I'm done, I'll roll out. And that's what happened. And I'm happy it happened. And she said, I'm gonna name the character Tate. I said, hell yeah,
you got to
Let's
do
go.
that.
And when Power Book 2 Ghost hit, he leveled up again, smooth, dangerous, ambitious. Tate made corruption look cinematic. And let's talk about what's got people whispering. Is this man aging backwards? Is it the curious case of Lorenz Tate, or just another flex on the timeline? Because seriously, he looks fresher now than he did in Love Jones. People are online begging to know his skincare routine. Whatever he's doing, it's working.
I gotta say this, okay? You are 47 years old, but you... But you still look 27.
Oh, man, I don't know about 27.
Yes, 27. I want to know, and your skin is so beautiful. When is the skincare line coming out?
That's a good question. For me, it's really about just having equal balance in your life. It's a lifestyle, mind, body, and soul. You know what I mean? So I try to eat right. I try to, I'm eating my fruits and vegetables. I'm drinking my water. I'm staying out of people's business. If you feel good, you look good. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that's what it's about for me.
From O-Dog to Darius Love Hall, his appeal stays undefeated. Women worldwide, weak in the knees. And while Hollywood props up plastic stars with no flavor, Lorenz is out here, timeless, talented, and still overlooked. Now let's get into that love life. Lorenz and Thomasina Tate, picture perfect on the outside, but insiders whisper there might be more than meets the eye. Still, you gotta give Thomasina her flowers. She's held it down since 2006, almost 2 decades in a city where most couples don't last 2 years. 4 kids later, and these two are still glowing like they just met.
Queen, it's my queen Thomasina. We just like to say, that I love her, and happy Mother's Day to not only my wife, but to all the women out there who are moms and mothers who are great mothers. Just like my queen.
But then Lawrence dropped a bomb on The Breakfast Club. They sleep in separate bedrooms. Yeah, you heard that right, but it's not what you think. According to Lawrence, it's about keeping stress low and the spark alive. Separation, it's actually their secret weapon.
I gotta stay away from my wife because, I look at her too long. I just try to stay away from her, man. I sleep in a different room. And
Lorenz Tate said it is important to his relationship that they sleep
Isn't that crazy?
in separate
That is so not what I
which is
heard.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
And judging by how they look on red carpets, vibrant, stylish, straight royalty.
been rocking for 23 years. She's amazing. It's just a phenomenal mother. I mean, the best mother that my children can have.
Still, don't let the glam fool you. Tate is still in the trenches. He recently opened up about his Hollywood grind, the iconic roles that made him a legend.
But if we're talking about iconic movies or iconic projects that I've been a part of, I'm gonna say Menace II Society, seeing it was my first movie. Dead Presidents, just because I think it's pretty iconic. Love Jones. And on the TV end, it has to be Power. Maybe not Power. And if it's not Power, we're gonna talk about it anyway.
And how the game still doesn't give black actors like him the shine they deserve. Let's not sugarcoat it. If Lorenz looked different, the industry would have already handed him golden statues.
We work twice as hard to get, twice as less as our counterparts, right? And that being said, it's the same way. We're not valued the way I believe we're supposed to be valued. So those budgets are really important for us so that we can have the kind of quality that we can present to the consumer. And the smaller the budget, the more creative you have to get. And we don't have resources oftentimes as our white counterparts. The real deal is we don't own any platforms. the way we should. There's a few Black-owned platforms, but we don't have a lot of outlets. We don't have as many.
Instead, he's had to build everything himself, and he did. Because Lorenz didn't wait for Hollywood's invitation, he made his own table. Along with his brothers, he co-founded Tate Men Entertainment, a company dedicated to Black stories, Black voices, and Black ownership. He's flipping the script, literally. And when people thought he might be stepping in to replace Columbus Short on Scandal, fans were ready. Twitter blew up. Gladiators were rooting for him, but Lorenz kept it cool, calling it just hearsay. The fact that fans had to push for it instead of studios recognizing his worth, that's the real scandal. Still, Lorenz kept pressing forward. He called out the bias, stood firm, and built bigger. While others lost fortunes, he stayed grounded. He made smart moves, avoided drama, and kept his bag secured, even when roles slowed down. That's what makes him dangerous to the system. He can't be broken. Now, at 49, he's still working, but with a bigger purpose. With a net worth of $2.5 million, Lorenz isn't just surviving, he's giving back. Alongside his brothers, he co-founded the Tate Brothers Foundation to support kids battling sickle cell anemia. Not for clout, not for cameras, because it matters.
I try to be smart as best I can with my money. All right, so everybody gonna go to a vacation. I may not be able to do the private jet. I'm gonna let y'all go ahead, PJ, that. Y'all can private jet that. I'll get there.
Okay.
As long as I get there.
You jet blew it.
Yeah, whatever I gotta do, I'm gonna get there.
Okay.
And I'm not a guy that's, walking around and spending money on things that I feel like are useless in the end. I'm not gonna put $2 million around my neck. I just don't. I don't see the value in that. I can't wrap my mind around it. And especially when I got 3 kids. That doesn't make sense to me. Sometimes people say, well, where have you been? I haven't seen you. Well, I've been laying down a foundation. My brothers and I, we have a production company. So we've been trying to tell our own stories. We're trying to get other scripts and trying to push the envelope to do something, different.
That's what Hollywood won't highlight. A Black man using his platform to fight for his people. That's power. Lorenz Tate isn't just acting, he's building, he's exposing, he's winning. And if Hollywood won't give him his flowers, we will. If you're here for the real stories and tired of the industry's selective memory, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment. What's your favorite Lorenz Tate role? What part of this journey shocked you the most? We've got more untold truths and unfiltered tea coming your way, so keep it locked on Urban Switch, and we'll catch you in the next one.